Thomas. I know that you actually needed to request some time off your job just to come participate in this conversation. Um, Let us know about your employment.
Yes, I am an essential worker. I work for the Home Depot full time. I've been with the company for about 8 years at the Glen Mills Conquerville Township store. One might think, what does Home Depot has to do with social work? I try to take everything, I try to take everything and look through it through the lens of a social worker. Say, for example, at Home Depot, I'm a carpet and appliance specialist, so it's my job to feel to, engage with that client or that customer to see the type of appliance, the type of refrigerator, or the type of carpet in which they may need. This person may have a pet. You have to realize as a carpet specialist, you can't, recommend a loop carpet to that customer. So I try to look at everything through the lens of a social worker.
Good. Deshana, you don't have a total free ride there at Morgan State, do you? You've got to
Yeah,
you've got to produce something, right?
yes. So it's no full ride here. I did come with many scholarships, but I also got the opportunity to serve as a resident assistant. So that's my job. Um, I'm a psychology major, so it's kind of what I want to do, but in the aspect of me being a part of the freshman's new beginning at college, so understanding like everyone is different and digging deep within them to bring out good. Um, so as a resident assistant, it's a fun job to me. We have to do desk hours, but that's about it. It's not really much that you have to do. It's more connecting with the residents. That's about it.
Siani, you want to throw any logs on this fire?
So prior to the pandemic, I worked two part-time jobs. I worked at my school in their cafeteria, and then I also worked at Victoria's Secret, but both of those jobs are closed now. And like as far as like managing time, I've always had to do that since even prior to high school, even in grade school, because I was always involved in many different activities. So I'm really good with managing my time down to the T. And I don't do, unlike Paul, I don't do work past 8:00. So it's always like I have to fit my schedule. If it means I have to get up at 7:00 in the morning, maybe start an assignment, then go to class, that's what I have to do. Because me doing work past 8:00, it's not going to be good. So I have to manage within those, I guess, 12 hours to try and get everything done. And I usually do.
Well, I'm witness to that. You and Thomas both interned here the last few months, and you got done what you needed to do. In fact, there'll be some evidence of that soon hitting the streets on a certain publication you put out for us called Building Block, which is a newsletter that the Housing Authority puts out, written and edited by the two of you.
Congratulations. So this is who you pulled in after I gave up the editorship, Steve?
That's right. Some people would say we stepped up, we moved up in class.
All right. Good to know. Good to know that you are doing a job and leaving. I've left a great legacy, I guess.
Yeah. Well, everything has to start somewhere. And
So, any final words from our... By the way, Steve, the one thing that I don't know was mentioned here so strongly is these are scholarship recipients. Am I correct?
Yeah.
I hope we didn't gloss over that as we were concerned about time, so we wanted to jump right into it. There's been some press on it, so maybe people tuning into this were aware of it, and that's why they tuned in. But just for the record, to make sure everybody knows, just recently, Siani, Thomas, and Deshana were awarded $1,000 scholarships from an arm of the Housing Authority to help them continue their education. I think I did mention that Paul was awarded the same thing a year ago. You know, these are 4 people that we're extremely proud of, and we, will always be proud to refer back to them, as they've gone on to do great things, that they came out of our shop. I've been doing this public housing gig for a long time, and I have always said that the main reason that I do it, that I think we do it, is because it's for the kids. It's not, we serve children, we serve adults, we serve senior citizens, disabled populations. But when it comes right down to it, the main reason you really do it, it's for the kids. It's about disrupting a cycle of poverty. It's about making sure those who didn't have any choice about living in assisted housing have as good a shot as possible as not having to make that choice, when they get older. No greater route to accomplishing that than a good solid education. And I'm proud to be here today with 4 people that, basically are living proof of that. Any final comments? Anybody feel free to offer any reflection while we have a few minutes left on, the whole idea of coming out of public housing, coming up through that kind of environment, and then making your way into the world.
I can go. I was just saying thank you for offering the opportunity to get the scholarship. A lot of times when you do a lot, you don't really know who's watching, but someone's watching. So just to know that someone's always watching and wants to give me the opportunity. I just know that my grandmother, my mom, they grew up in Lamoken Village, which is now Chatham Estates, where I lived all of my life. So this opportunity to get the scholarship will help me continue my journey at Morgan State University to one day break the cycle of living in low-income housing or income housing based off your income, and I'll be able to maybe change that and come back home. So thank you.
I can guarantee you will.
Any other thoughts?
I'll say something. First of all, I wanted to thank you all for giving me the opportunity as well to apply for the scholarship, not only for that, but for also working alongside of you all as intern at the Chester Housing Authority. As a public housing resident, Deshauna, I live in Chatham Estates as well. And I make my family proud as well. But there are oftentimes people associate public housing or Chatham Estates, not just Chatham Estates. Formerly they were housing projects. The Lamoken Village, the William Penn. Oftentimes people associate those things as something bad or difficult. But I think us 4, we are living proof and examples that we set forth for our community that, us living in public housing or coming from the Housing Choice Voucher Program is not a bad thing. We're living examples that you can, be educated or become educated and make a difference out there in the community. So thank you again.
So I just wanted to piggyback off of Thomas, and I just think, as for even just looking at public housing, they look at that something as bad, but I feel like they look at Chester as something as bad as a whole, and I feel like we are living proof that Chester does have something good coming out of it, and it's not about none of us. Well, I don't know if any of you guys play sports, but we're not going to school based off sports. Like, we're going to school with we're going to school for majors. We're going to school to be to work in a profession later in life. And it's not about being sports. I feel like so many people look at sports and seeing that as success, but I feel like we're showing people that we're going to school and showing them how to be successful outside of playing sports. So I thank you guys for this opportunity, just to being able to promote the good in Chester and show them that it's not all about the bad, and it's not all about playing a sport and being successful within a sport. So thank you guys for that.
Well said.
Alrighty, now, while I will say that I do thank you guys so very much for giving me this opportunity to actually, get farther in life. I do believe that my senior companions have summarized practically most of what I was going to say.
Thanks. All of the students here had to do a bit of writing to earn these scholarships. There was an essay component to it. More than one of you, as I recall, wrote about being from Chester and when you had got out of Chester, the kind of images that people you met had of Chester had an effect on you, and it wasn't necessarily positive. But here you are, you're staking your claim, you're from Chester, and you're taking your rightful place either in Chester or wherever else you go. And, one thing about all of us is people always want to know, hey, where are you from? And so you always wind up divulging that. And, the more great people that come out of the city, then the more, if the image is a bit tarnished, well, the more that's going to change, and you'll be at the forefront of doing that. And again, we're proud to say we crossed paths with you at the Housing Authority. Sounds like it's time, maybe?
Looks like it's time. I want to thank all of you all for joining us here with Building Community. And we're going to make sure that we do this again. We will probably have to have like the graduation edition with all of you all. Maybe something like that, right? And it's interesting. We've got a nice collection of, a diverse collection of students here with diverse interests. And I totally appreciate what you're saying regarding not being an athlete, not being a bad case. This is the best of the best. We appreciate you all, and we look forward to everybody who's watching this segment to catch us again on Building Community. My name is Ulysses Butch Slaughter for Steve Fisher and the Housing Authority. Take care.